All right, by the way, I use this app all the time, and it's a fantastic app. I've compared other apps in my lifetime, so I'm glad to be able to kind of share it with you. We're going to start with the quote section, right? This is the quote section, and there's pre-formatted columns. And I'm going to start with favorites. Favorites is something you could format yourself. But let me just kind of walk you through all of different columns. So we have indexes. These are your indexes. And then when you log in for the first time after you download the app, these will all be there for you. And you'll see all the major ones are listed here, including Eurostock 50 in the UK, as well as the US ones we follow all the time. There's a micro button. It has all of the micros on there. I'm just sliding up and down with my finger to kind of look at the list as I go. And the menu is at the top. I'll tap my finger on crypto, and it'll give me the crypto section. And I can continue on. I'll click on financial. It'll give me the financials. These are the treasuries, 10-year, 30-year, and so on and so forth. And again, I could scroll up and down with my finger to actually show the different quotes. Currencies, we have all our currencies here listed as well. Scrolling up and down. Energies is next, just tapping my finger. Metals, grains, meats, softs, we have it all. So that's how the quote section is organized. It's very, very handy. It's very, very easy, and it's quick to kind of bounce around between the different asset classes that you might want to trade. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that E-mini S&P quote, and it's going to give me a new page. And this new page has 3 sections on it. It has a chart section. You can see at the top, I just tapped it, and it turned into a chart. In the middle, it has a SuperDOM. And then on the right-hand side is a details button, which gives you the details of that contract that you're about to trade or that you're interested in, including volume, open interest, high lows. So that's performance data. And it also gives you value impact based on each point, either your way or the other way, what the P&L would be, and some basic symbol information, trading hours, and you can scroll all the way down and even see what the margins are for holding positions overnight. So I'm going to go back. We'll start with the SuperDOM because this is really, I think, the best part. This is a really good dome for a phone. Now, of course, this is a mobile app, so anywhere you use mobile, you could use it. So I've also used it on my iPad, and that works out pretty good. And I'm going to just put my finger in the middle of the price ladder, and I could just scroll up or down, right? Just moving it up or down. You can't see my finger in the screen, unfortunately, but believe me, it's on there. I'm just holding it and moving it up and down. On the left-hand side is the bid column, and you can see all of the bids, 10 ticks, actually more than 10 ticks deep here. I think it's 20 ticks deep. And then on the right-hand side, the sell column or the offer column, and you could see those histogram bars showing those offers that are in the book. So a lot of activity still going on. Now at the bottom, you have some trade buttons. You have your simple buy market order. That's the green button. On the right-hand side, you'll see a sell market button. That's the orange button. In the middle, there's the close button, and the close button will flatten any positions that you might have in this market and also cancel any working orders that you might have in this market. Below is join the bid at the far left, the infamous reverse button at the bottom, and then the join ask on the lower right. Now, let's set up our configuration the first time. You see where it says trade one? I'm going to tap that, and it's going to bring up this menu here. And this is where I kind of preset my quantity. I have it set at 1 right now. And then if you scroll down a little bit, I could also set up a bracket order. I could set up a one-sided bracket, right, just to take profit. I could set up just a stop loss, or I could set up both a take profit and a stop loss, and that would be a simple bracket as an example. Below that, I could also add a trailing stop, and we'll go ahead and we'll experiment with that in a second. So let's just set the quantity at 1. And you could either hit the market button, or you could just tap. If you want to place a limit order, you just tap your finger on the price. Let's go ahead and pick 68.06 and a half. I'm going to click once. I missed it. I missed it by 1. My bad. It's okay. I'm going to drag it up, and I'm going to click it, and it's going to give me that little confirmation. You sure you want to buy one limited 68.06 and a half? I'm going to say yes to that, and then you get a confirmation. Look at that little black rectangle that comes through. That's a confirmation. You can see I'm graphically represented on the chart right now. We just got filled, and that little label turned into a +1. I am long 1 E-mini S&P. And how do I get confirmation? Look at the top of the column, +1, 68.06. My P&L is 0 because that's where we're trading right now. And then the net change on the session is 5.5. Now I'm going to go ahead and put a limit order in to sell a contract, right? Let's say, I don't know, let's say 0750. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to hold it down. I'm going to get that sell limit at the very bottom. I'm going to tap it. So now I have a limit order to sell a contract at 6807 half. So that's pretty cool. Last thing I want to do is I want to put a stop in, right? And the stop is going to be, it's going to be a sell stop, right? If the market goes against me, I want to, protect myself. So I'm going to go ahead and click there, and boom. And then I get this, it's smart. It knows where I clicked on the ladder. So it knows it's a stop because it's below the market. I'll tap that sell one stop, and then boom, I have that order in, and then there's the confirmation. So we pretty much have the anatomy of any trade in the world, right? We have a position, we have a stop loss, and then we have a profit target. Everybody with me so far? Whew. All right, so now what I could do here, a couple of things. I could modify orders, right? You just use your finger, you tap, you drag to a different price, and then you let go, and then you'll get a confirmation at the bottom. Do you want to modify? I'm going to say yes, and then that black label. So I just changed that price. I canceled and replaced that price. The other thing I could do is I could close this trade. I could hit the close button, and what the close button does, it will liquidate my position at the market, and it will cancel my working order. So I'm going to tap close at the bottom, center bottom, and then it's going to do it. Boom, no confirmation. It just did it. And then I'm going to close that. So that's how easy it really is to actually place trades on the trading ladder itself. So I'm going to do one other thing. I'm just going to put an order in to sell right now at the market. So now I'm short one. Upper left corner, it shows me I'm short one. -1, it's red, it's color coded. I guess it's orange. I don't know if it's red, but it's color coded. So I'm going to switch over to the chart. Boom. Now here's the chart. Check this out. There's my order. You can see it there. And again, you could just move this around with your fingers. I'm using 2 fingers to stretch this out, 1 finger on the y-axis to move it up and down, and then I could use 2 fingers in the middle to stretch it out a little bit, and I could see my order right there on the screen. Now, let's say I wanted to place the profit target down here on the actual chart itself. I'm going to just tap where I want that price to go, and I'm going to let go. And at the bottom, it's going to give me a couple choices. It's going to say, Jim, do you want this to be a limit order or a stop order? Well, since I'm short one, I don't want to enter on a stop. So I'm going to go ahead and put that as a buy limit or my take profit. I'm going to tap on that green button there, and boom, it sends it to the chart. So the chart and the DOM, they're fungible, right? What you see in one, you see in the other. So it's really simple. And you can see I could grab this label again and just kind of move it to a different price. Click the modify button, and I just cancel and replaced it. So it's really, really, really that easy. Your chart, you could change it to different intraday times. You could change it to daily, tick charts, volume charts, any of these. And you could even add a custom interval by hitting that plus add interval button at the bottom there. I'm going to swipe down again. And then at the far right, you'll see your indicators, right? And so I have a simple moving average here. It's a 14 period. I also have the volume there on my chart. And if I want to add something new, I click on that plus button down there, and then I get all of these different options for indicators I could actually add to the chart, right? So a whole bunch of stuff here. Let's just add an exponential. And then once you do add that exponential, then you go back and you could edit it, right? You could edit that exponential and say, oopsie, sorry. You just click on it and you'll say, instead of 14 period, I want this to be an 8 period as an example. Hit done. You could change the color. We'll change it to purple. I'm just clicking with my finger right now. Plot area 1, that's where I want to keep it. And then we're good to go. I don't have to approve anything. And I've made that change. Really that simple. So those little buttons at the bottom of the screen, the configuration button is the first one. The interval is the second one. The type of chart is the third one: candles, open, high, low, close, volume profiles, and price on close. I'm going to swipe that down. And then lastly is the indicators. So it's easy to, experiment around with it, get the right look and feel that you want. But once you do, it's set, it's on there. You don't have to save anything. It's always there. It's good to go. All right, let's go back to the SuperDOM though and talk about trailing stops and brackets and all that stuff. I'm going to click on that trade 1 button. Tap and configure. I'm going to keep this at quantity 1. Let's just do a simple bracket. So I'm going to select take profit, and I'm going to change it though. I want it to be 6 ticks. So my profit target is going to be 6 ticks from my entry. Hit apply. And then stop loss, we'll leave that at 4 ticks. Auto break even we'll leave off for now. If you select that, then it will jump your stop to break even if you want. And then use of trailing stops will show in a second as well. So that's it. I have it all configured right now. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to buy a contract at the market again. And you'll see my position is +1. My stop is already placed. You could see that label there. And since it's a label, it's telling you this is a working order, right? According to the parameters I just put in, 4 and 6, onto the actual trade configuration section. And then my profit target is up here at 07, spot 75. This is an OCO. Whatever leg of the order gets filled, the other leg will automatically get canceled. So if I get stopped out, the profit target will automatically be canceled, and I'll have a flat position and I won't have anything working. Vice versa, if the market goes my way and I get filled on my profit target at 07.25 and 3/4, my bad, the stop will automatically be canceled. That's an OCO, order cancels other. And so it's really that easy to place it. Let's go ahead and do a simple trailing stop next. So I'm going to tap that configuration button. Forget about the take profit for now. So we're just going to set that stop loss at 4. And then I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to click on use trailing stops. I toggled it on. So I'm going to slide this back down. I have stop loss, no profit target in this particular example. Drag this back down. I'm going to go ahead and just, again, sell a contract at the market. And I'm short one right now, and my stop's been placed for me, right? 4 ticks away, just like I asked it to. And I'm waiting. Now, if the market goes my way, this trail will follow me tick for tick. This is different than auto break even. Auto break even gets you right to where you entered. This will follow me tick for tick until eventually I will get stopped out. But if I catch a runner, then it will just run behind it. So if I get a 06 print, then the stop will move up 1 tick to 07. If it goes to 5 3/4, then it will move again to 6 3/4. So it'll keep following, it'll keep trailing, if you will. See, there you go. We just saw it. Market went a tick our favor, and then the trail trailed the tick. Again, these are random. Don't follow along with me at home. This isn't a strategy. This is for demonstration. We're gonna buy an E-mini S&P. I'm gonna go to NASDAQ. I'm gonna sell one of those. Oops, there was 4. Okay, this is an important part. See my trade 4? This configuration is unique to every market that you trade. I just assumed it was 1 because that's what the S&P is. No, I was trading 4 before, and that's what it's at. So keep in mind, it's easy to make a mistake that way. And then again, you'll see it on the DOM as well, right? You see it on the DOM as well. So this is where my position is. It's not going so well, by the way. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put in, since I'm short, I'm just going to tap in a profit target. I'm short 4, so my profit target is going to be on the buy side. So I'm going to go ahead and just click here at 37.25 for my profit target, and then I'm going to scroll above here for my stop, all-time highs. Let's hope we don't get to that. I'll click on that, and we'll hit the buy stop. Again, kind of random. So now I have some stuff in. I'm going to click on that manage button on the right-hand side. That manage button at the bottom right-hand side gives you the ability to see a whole bunch of stuff. You could see your orders. You could see, and I'm just tapping at the top of the menu. You could see your positions. You could see your fills. You could see your canceled orders and your rejected orders. So I'm going to leave this as orders, working, and filled, just to kind of see what we have going on. Actually, we'll add positions too. So position-wise, you could see I've got more than one market. I'm long 1 E-mini S&P. I'm flat yen. I was trading yen this morning. Gold flat, copper flat. NASI short 4. It's showing me short 4. Silver, I'm flat now. And bonds, I'm flat now. So it shows me my open positions. So if I click on orders and fills, then it gives me a bigger picture. It gives me all of my fills as well as my working orders. I have a buy limit for 4 contracts at 357.25, and I have a stop here as well. And so one of the cool things about this is I could click on anything that's highlighted. You can see it's bold, it's black, and it'll bring me up a ticket to modify it or change it or cancel it. I could do it right from that orders section. I don't have to go back to the DOM. I don't have to go back to the chart. I could do it right there. And if I click on modify, it says, what do you want to do, basically, right? And I could change the quantity. I could change the price, or I could change my mind, or I could cancel the order outright. Just hit that cancel order button on the red there. So that's kind of cool. And that's for orders as well as positions. I could just click on that and then it brings me back on to wherever I left it. If I left it in the chart, it'll bring me back to the chart. If I left it on the DOM, it'll bring me back to the DOM. This area here, this manage, is really handy because it gives you not only a snapshot of what's going on, but it also gives you the ability to change something that you see here, especially if you're trading multiple markets at the same time. It's very, very handy. And then you could scroll and see all of your stuff. I'm going to click on overview again. That just gives me an overview. Positions gives me a position. So those tabs are pretty cool and pretty handy, and I use them all the time. There's also this, you see this triangle up here? It's like warning, hazard. Click on that guy. It'll bring up a window. Hey, do you want to close all your positions and cancel all your working orders in one foul swoop? The answer is, yeah, you could do it. You could either say, nope, dismiss it, change my mind, or you click close all and cancel. Boom, hit close all and cancel. And then you'll get all of those confirmation ribbons coming across the bottom of your screen, and then you won't have any positions. We talked about this little play button also on the upper left. Click on that guy, and this side panel gives me, okay, Jim, what account are you in? These are trade challenges I've been in or I'm going to be in. I'm in my SIM account right now. It has my cash balance. It has my total P&L. My total P&L on the day is minus $426.34. My unrealized P&L is zero because I just flattened all those positions. I don't have an open position. If I have an open position, this unrealized P&L is going to have a number on it most likely. It's going to be moving. So this is also a good way to help you double check if you're flat at the end of the day or the end of the trading session, or maybe you're just done for the day, who knows, but that's always a good way to do it. My auto level is at zero right now because I don't have a position. My available margin now is the same size as my cash balance. And then these are kind of quick links that go to account summary, risk management, message center, in settings. I'm going to click on the settings. And then the settings gives you a bunch of information as well that you could change: profile, account plan, market data, document, security notifications, appearances, transfers, remove user. Now under appearances, dark is coming soon. That's coming soon. So that'll, I don't know when, but that's coming soon, any minute now. So I have the light skin, I guess you'd call it there. And then just to get rid of that, you can just slide it with your finger left. To bring it back, click on that blue play button. Otherwise, slide it with your finger to the left-hand side, and it really is that easy. Now, another thing to keep in mind, these contracts don't automatically roll forward. I'm going to show you how to roll it forward. So E-micro gold I have on the October contract, but we're in December right now. What am I thinking? So I'm just going to put my finger on it. I'm going to scroll left, and then I have the chance to roll back, roll forward, or make it one of my favorites. Remember that favorite tab at the top? Click on that and it'll be on that list on the left-hand side of your quote section. I'm going to click forward. Now I'm in December gold and everything is good. So, and if you overshoot it, kind of like, oops, I rolled too far, you can use that roll back button and just tap on that. The last thing we didn't really talk about was this trade ticket. In the bottom center, there's a trade button there. You can click on that. And this is kind of like an old-fashioned trade ticket, if you will. You're manually placing it instead of placing it on the DOM or on the chart. You know, basically buy or sell, you change your quantity, and then you could select the type of order you want to do, market, limit, stop, limit, whatever you choose. You could also add the bracket, the stop loss. Remember, it remembers your last action. So if you want to do another trade in this market, this is the E-mini S&P, and you don't want that stop loss at 4 ticks, you got to turn it off. Same with the trailing stop, turn it off or turn it on, whatever you want. And then at the very bottom, they'll be like, okay, you could place it now, and you click on that place button, boom. Sure you want to do it? Don't ask me that again. I know what I'm doing. Boom, I hit it, I sent it, and then I am good. And when I go to positions now, you're going to see I'm long one E-mini S&P at 68.04 3/4. So it's really, really handy tool. I'm just really pumped up about this, and I'm glad I'm able to at least kind of present it a little bit. So if I'm missing any questions or anything, just let me know.